And welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see us, but I'm TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
And that's right, we are both back.
We are back.
Happy 2018.
Happy 2018. And just like I said the last time when I was solo, we're going to start a new thing and promote our social media right off the bat.
Yep.
Like all the pros.
There you go.
So follow us on both the Instagrams and the Twitters.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find us at TeeVo Podcast, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to...
TeeVo Podcast.
Yep. I'm trying to, do a marketing across the board sort of thing. And,
right.
TeeVo Podcast is less of a mouthful than TeeVo and the Beard Podcast.
Yeah.
And I might also add that we have an email account. TeeVoPodcast@gmail.com.
Okay. And obviously, well, if you're listening to this, you know this, but don't forget our YouTube.
Right. Which doesn't have a tag on it yet because you have to have like 100 subscribers and 1,000 views per minute or whatever,
But if you just simply, type out
yes,
our name.
Yeah, if you type in TeeVo and the Beard.
Something will pop up.
Yeah.
Most likely it'll be our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We hope. But if there is another TeeVo and the Beard, hey, let's collaborate on something.
Yeah, right? TeeVo and the Beard squared.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to jump right into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
We have 2 episodes to talk about.
Since the last time I spoke to you.
Right.
The last time I spoke to you, we had the Fitz episode with Hunter. And, we caught up on how Fitz is in the future and space.
And he went there in the most inconvenient way. Linearly.
Yes. Didn't jump.
No jumping, no.
But thankfully he didn't age out.
Right. Yeah, no, he stayed the same age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did you think the episode after that? So we saw, it was the Clark Gregg directed episode.
It was.
And one of the most action-packed of the year so far.
It was, but...
well, I think that was the first of the year, so anything.
Yeah.
But most action-packed of the season, let's say that.
Yeah. And it was definitely a good follow-up to the Fitz episode, which I think... For a TV show, it was really good. Mm-hmm. For this season, the Fitz episode so far is the weakest episode, in my opinion. Doesn't make it bad by any means. It was going to happen eventually, so good to have it done at the beginning. I think the Clark Gregg episode benefited from the following episode. It set up a lot of things. Because it was action-packed, there wasn't a whole lot of plot that was going on, but it set up a lot of things that paid off in this most recent episode.
Things paid off in that one too, in good and bad ways. As we said from the very beginning, and I talk very beginning, I'm talking when they said, hey, here are the 5 new people that are going to be in S.H.I.E.L.D. And I saw a picture of Grill, and I just thought, he's not going to be likable.
Nope, and he wasn't.
And he wasn't. So he stayed true to that. So that was a good payoff for that.
But he did very well. The actor did very well being unlikable.
But, he met his timely end.
Yep.
So that was very satisfying. Mm-hmm. But what wasn't nice was they also killed Tess.
And I think they killed Tess too early.
Yeah.
I think killing Grill the way they did and when they did worked perfectly. I like that it was, basically killed by an Inhuman instead of just, shot by, one of the blue guys.
Right.
One of the Blue Man group coming through.
Right.
I think it was a deserved death.
Yes.
With Tess, it happened behind the scenes, and I think the way they showed it was supposed to be shocking, but it, in my opinion, ended up not really being shocking. I mean, I knew she wasn't going to be there for the entire season.
Well, I should have figured because when you are an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or on the show, I follow your Instagram,
right?
And people like Deke and Flint.
They're still posting?
Flint not as good.
Yeah.
But I guess because, he had maybe a little more secrets to hide.
Yeah.
Being, having powers and maybe certain plot lines he just can't show. But people like Jeff Ward plays Deke, and obviously the people in the show, like Yo-Yo and, Simmons and Daisy, they're very active. But I never, ever saw anything from Tess, from Eve Harlow's social media.
Yeah.
Aside from, hey, don't forget to watch it tonight, but never any fun behind the scenes videos that obviously spoil nothing, because even as active as Elizabeth Henstridge and Chloe Bennett are, they don't show you.
Well, especially for this season, there's so much unknown that they could put a spoiler full picture on there And we wouldn't know it until well after the fact.
But they don't.
Right.
But yeah, they show them eating lunch or in the makeup chair.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not like they're even showing us anything. But
right.
Eve Harlow never showed anything. I was like, what are you, why not? Oh.
Because you're not long for this world.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, on the flip side, like I said, it shows that Deke's going to be around for a while.
Yeah. So we got him. Yeah. Tess. R.I.P. Tess, but, had her long enough to enjoy her as a character, mm-hmm. but I didn't really I didn't dislike her as a character, but I didn't really care.
But I feel like we could have known her a little better.
Yeah, we definitely could. And then it would have made her death mean more, instead of just hanging her up and bring me the Inhumans on her.
I agree with you to the point where I wish her death meant more than just, like, motivation for Flint.
Right. Mm-hmm. Who's still very the Flynn character. Yeah. So the name still fits.
But what do you think of the new Inhuman though?
The
Flint.
Yeah. No, for some reason I was thinking of the Mind Reader. No, I like him. I like that he's not embracing his inhumanness like mm-hmm. almost everybody else has straight out of the Cocoon. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to either show off or go fight somebody. Mm-hmm. He wants to, hide it, and he uses it. As Grill finds out. Yeah. But it's not.
And one of the blue people, one of the Kree, he found out too.
But it's not like a Spider-Man origin story where it's like, oh, I have this power now, I have to go save the day. Mm-hmm. He's more like, if I happen to be in the place to save the day, I'll do it. But he's not going to go out looking for trouble. Yes. Trouble does keep finding him, though.
But I jumping so much because 2 episodes. Yeah. But I do like. I guess I do like his reason to stay. Mm-hmm. That did kind of take me aback. Like, what? But the team's all together. You guys have to. Right. But then I read. Oh wait, there's still a couple more episodes in space, so we can't all leave just yet.
I also like the idea of him staying in that time.
But we don't know if he's staying in the time. But just at the moment. Right. Yeah. Because everybody was accounted for. Everybody mm-hmm. could have,
jump ship.
Yeah. But he chose. But, you got to think. Maybe I've known that he was going to be on the show for a long time. We've seen him for a while. But mm-hmm. even though they set it up to where he has nobody. Right. And, they pretty much eliminated his somebody. Yeah. He's still from this time. Right, yeah. This is still his home.
So what do you think of his adoptive parents, Mac and Yo-Yo?
Wonderful.
Because I definitely see it more as a parent thing than like a
wonderful
brother-sister thing.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. I hope he stays.
Yeah.
Just, it's as they've shown with their, as Sheila's shown in like certain CW shows, mm-hmm. they utilize their other superpower people well. Yeah. And when they go away, they give them a good reason. A good reason to go away.
Yeah. And also we know it's not just, since you brought up CW, it's not like Wally just disappearing, and then we find out later what that possibly means. Yeah. Max says, okay, I'm staying with this guy, and here are the reasons. Yeah. I'm going to lay it all out for you.
But, I think back to, people like Lincoln mm-hmm. and Joey. They mm-hmm. had reasons to go. Right. We miss them, mm-hmm. but it's not like...
Lincoln more than Joey.
Yeah. But but it's like, but they left, and there was a reason why they left, and there was no question of like, oh, where'd they go? And like... Mm-hmm. This season so far with Wally, it's like, did you guys just forget him?
Right, yeah.
We don't ask that question when I'm watching S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, because even if we don't know where they are at that time, we know within the episode we will either find out or know. Yeah. Like with Tess, when she didn't show up, and it's like, oh, she didn't show up because she's dead.
Yeah. So with Flint, I hope he stays. Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential for him in whatever future story they tell. Mm-hmm. But if not, we understand.
Now, if the agents do make it back to present time, do you want him to come along?
Yeah.
How do you think he would react to this primitive world?
Well,
because normally,
even though it is primitive, take a few decades from what it looks like in the lighthouse. It's not like I think in some way it's going to be an upgrade.
Yeah, yeah. But normally in those sort of time travel stories, it's people going to the future and being confused. This will be, somebody going 70 years in the past.
Yeah. But the whole, hey, I can walk anywhere
right.
and go
There's
anywhere.
Sunshine.
There's lots of good food. So I think comparatively to the future he knows, I think it's an upgrade. But that's, of course, if he goes.
It would be kind of like, to bring up CW in a good way, when Jean's dad comes to Earth.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not as technologically advanced as the Martians, but
we have brown water.
Freedom.
Yeah, and freedom and brown water.
Right, the drinkable kind.
Yeah. So that's that on Flint, but I hope he stays, and we'll see.
Yeah. Now, what about our 2-timer, 3-time, 4 our buddy who doesn't know what side he's on?
Deke?
Yeah. Do you like him again now, or are we?
I think I'm only accepting him because I know he's going to be around.
Right.
It's like, when you have a certain friend group and you might not like one of them, but because you know that person is going to be there, you just kind of...
Yeah, because at first when you did the first double cross, I was like, okay, maybe I like him, maybe I don't. Second double cross, it was like, I just don't like you. By this time, it's like, you've crossed so many times, I really don't care anymore.
I do like when he thought of the escape plan for everybody, and he said, I'm going to go first. And so everybody's like, no!
Yeah. You're just going to run
You're
off.
going last.
Yeah, not even... Because at first when they said no, I thought they were like, the agents will go first and then you can go. But it's like, no, you were literally going to be the last person to go.
Yes. But yeah, I know at least he's going to be around for at least a few episodes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Say, a person like Deke and Flint, are they even going to come to the past? Is that going to be a thing? Or are they just going to be the entirety of this story?
Right.
Because this space future thing, it does not feel like a season-long thing. It's going to end.
Right, yeah.
Soon.
Yeah. It's
what they're going
close.
to do next, we obviously don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you, though. Deke can stay in the future. Flint can come with the agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know, and I did read a kind of a rumor or a fan hope of what the future arc may be. I had a hard time believing it until I saw a little Easter egg. Did we see an Easter? Did you recognize the Easter egg from season 1?
No, but me and Saran were talking about that earlier. Neither one of us caught the gravitonium quote.
That just shows you how much I love the show. Because when he showed it, I was like, oh my god, that's...
Well, I mean, I definitely get it, but I literally did not hear that word until Saran was mentioning it to me this morning. Oh. So that's how I missed the Easter egg. In retrospect, it's completely obvious.
Yes. But as we know, as S.H.I.E.L.D. fans know, gravitonium is the power from Graviton. We haven't seen Graviton. We also haven't seen Gravitonium since season 1.
Right.
Which feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I remember last season, Jed Whedon said, there are some things that we're aware that certain things are still out there that hasn't been addressed yet. And he specified Gravitonium.
Okay.
But obviously last season, we got none of that.
Right, yeah.
So we got it here. Now, the article I read says, what if the big bad is Graviton? Because they say Quake destroyed the Earth, but that's a lot of force for one human.
That is.
Someone like Graviton,
yeah,
is capable of that. But as I read it, I was like, I mean, yeah, I would like to see a callback to that.
Yeah.
But, at the time, I was like, what are we drawing on here? What conclusion are we drawing upon here? Then I saw that, I was like, well, that coincidence?
Now, as the Uber fan, how would you personally feel if there wasn't a big bad? If they get back to their time, never finding out, get back to their time, or even don't get back to their time, never finding out what exactly destroyed the Earth.
Oh, boy.
Could you handle that?
Oh, yeah. It's just, as I've stayed true this whole season so far, all the other episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the other seasons, I kind of had a vague and faint, and sometimes a wishful thinking of where I think the show is going to go.
Right.
There are many times I was wrong, of course.
Right.
But at least I was like, okay, I think this is the through line. I still don't, like I said, I don't think the space future is staying.
Right, yeah.
But I have no idea what's next.
Right.
Not a clue.
Yeah. Yeah, Wikipedia doesn't even help with this one.
Unlike, there are future episodes. There are future synopses available to tell me nothing.
Right.
Tell me maybe what I need to know for that one episode.
Yeah. It basically will say, the agents do stuff.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. But future that, have no idea.
Right.
So, if what you say, they don't have a big bad or they don't find out, yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah. I'll roll with it. You
would prefer, though, that there be some climax to it there, some closure.
That's the thing. I don't know what a proper closure would be in that.
But then knowing something would be...
sure, would that be it? But, if they present other great things, yeah, sure, why not? I mean...
But you would prefer there would be something instead of them getting back and gaining no knowledge from
this. Of course there would be something.
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
Yeah. Even though it's far removed from the comics now, it's still a comic book TV show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think about the happy couple, the newly engaged?
I love the scene where he's, laying it all out for Gemma, and she cannot hear a thing. Now, I think as an actress, she was kind of not as oblivious as she needed to be during those scenes, because there were times that it looked like she could hear them, and I was expecting to find out maybe she could. But I love how he just pours out his whole heart and does the proposal and all that, just to find out that, she can only hear, Blue Spock at the time.
Yeah. But still, how big of a man is Fitz lately?
Oh, yeah.
Because when Cassius came over and, what's going on? He just flipped it going, I asked your servant a question. She ignored me.
Which was true. It was a true sentence.
It's very true, but just the way he handled himself in the last episode, my goodness.
Yeah, there are times that I'm almost a little worried about him. Yeah. It's like, how much of framework Fitz is here?
But he's okay.
Yeah. Because that scene when they're in the box watching the fight and he's talking about, what he had to do to prove himself to his father. We know that he's talking about the framework, but he makes it so believable, both as an actor and a character, that it's like, what did you do?
Yeah. What do we think of Blue Girl? I love Blue Girl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, still love her. I just have one major problem, and it's not directly her fault. So the scene in the last episode that we watched, where they're making the hole in the wall while everybody's trying to escape on the other side. On this technologically advanced, very powerful ship, lighthouse, they don't have a single thing that can break through a wall.
Guess not.
They have to take all the time in the world to shoot hole by hole with 5 minutes in between each shot, and then knock down the wall.
Yes.
I can't abide that.
But the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents had to get away.
I know, but there was so much time that untrained people such as ourselves could have gotten out in that time period.
Yes.
And that part, I know we're talking about a fictitious show that happens in space. That was unbelievable. Yeah. But besides that, no, I love that her character is finally getting growth.
Yes, and speaking.
And speaking. Only when she needs to, though, and I like that.
I will say...
Not as a sexist remark, but as a character remark.
I will say, so I was worried for my own personal taste, oh no, what if I only like this actress blue and in a very long ponytail? And then I actually looked up...
I think we should call that the Mantis problem.
Yeah. But then I looked at her on her social media, and I was like, oh no, we have no problem.
Nice.
We have no problem. Blue, regular... You are fantastic, Florence.
Nice.
Because I was as we say, the Mantis problem. I was like, oh god, what if?
Because I've tried to like Palm outside of her Mantis gear, and
I was like, oh no, what if I only like Florence? Only blue with white around the eyes and a really, what looks like maybe a painful ponytail.
It does, yeah.
But then
I'm hoping that's a wig or something, and not what she actually has to do each time.
But then I saw, her regular real life. It's like, oh no, we don't have a problem.
One thing that has me worried, and this is the Rocky Horror fan of me coming out.
Yes.
The last scene with her and Blue Spock. These three have too many names to remember. It almost seemed brother and sisterly. There was a familial feel to that scene that has me a little worried that we have like incestuous aliens on this.
Well, I didn't read that at all, but
because the way he talks about father and all that during that scene, it was like he was talking about a shared father.
I didn't get that, but okay, yeah. Okay, I'll roll with that until they prove it or disprove it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But what do we think of Cassius' brother?
I actually liked him because I hated him.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have a little personal history with that. So with him as the actor, so I watched a show called Turn.
Okay, yeah.
On AMC, it's about, the Washington spies. Mm-hmm. And that actor, I hate him so much in that. Not even like I hate him to like him. Like, I really don't like him.
Right, yeah.
And it's also upsetting because this show is based on history, based on real people, real events. And I looked up the character he plays, which is a real person, because I'm thinking, oh my god, please kill this guy. Oh no, you live a long life. So unless the show intends to change history, you're going to be in the show.
So you get to keep hating him for seasons and seasons.
Yes. So when he came in, obviously he's not speaking in a full-on British accent. He's got a little accent there, but it's the eyes.
That's a Cree accent.
Yeah, but it's the eyes, and I was just like, I know you. And then I looked, I was like, oh my god, it's you. But this time I was like, you're still unlikable, but not to the point where I truly despise you.
Right.
But then, of course, you die.
Yeah.
Your other character I really despise. Oh, you're staying around.
But I like that he's only a bad guy because of the situation. Yeah. It's not like he's, a big bad or anything like that. But yeah.
I just wanted to spotlight him since I had that connection to the other show.
Yeah.
And of course, just because universe. It's like, oh, well, this character dies.
Yeah.
This character gets stabbed by a bayonet, of all things.
Right.
which we know that bayonets are popular in the show, in the time period of the other show.
I'm wondering if that, because I didn't know he was in the other show, but I'm wondering if that was intentional by the writers now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just thought, well, why?
And I mean, I love just the fact that they're talking about these guns and blades at the beginning of the episode, and then, of course, at the end, he stabs him essentially with a gun.
Yeah.
So, combining both of them there.
It's one of those, hey, that little speech means something for later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Schultz seems to be very good about intentionally writing lines.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do we think of May's predicament with Enoch? But not like dealing with Enoch, just with, as in she is with Enoch.
Well, for one, I like her reaction when he says Coulson's name.
Philip J. Coulson.
And she's like, say that again.
Philip J. Coulson.
And then that's all it takes.
Yeah.
We get full May.
Yeah.
No, I
as I said that in my solo episode, I'm glad that Enoch is not a bad guy.
Right. He was just doing his job.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to fix that job. Yeah. And I like that they're keeping him, as much as I like, seeing aliens, I like that they're keeping him in human form.
But we don't know what his alien form looks like.
Right.
Aside from the shower silhouette.
Right.
So I think whenever they do bring that out, hopefully it pays off.
Yeah. Because that's the reason the roaches don't attack him, because he doesn't have a meaty inside, or however he worded it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And May doesn't even question that at this moment.
Yeah. But she was like, oh, I thought Fitz was done with robots. I am not a robot.
Right. I just sound like one.
Yeah. But I do like Enoch.
I like Enoch, yeah. I mean...
But I knew once we learn within the first episode, or episode 2, that they're meant to somewhat be there.
Yeah.
I remember I questioned, I was like, so wait, so that guy, is he a bad guy?
Right.
So I'm glad that, the Fitz episode, yes, no, he is not a bad guy.
No.
He's just doing what he was supposed to do.
Yep, and he is willing to change his mind if he found out his job was not leading the way it was intended.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like him. I like the situation they've got him in. I think it was very... I mean, for S.H.I.E.L.D., it was kind of slapped together how all of a sudden, okay, they're both on the surface together. Gravity storm, and then they get captured in big air quotes by some other good guys.
Yes.
I think it was very tropey. I mean, it works, and there probably isn't that many other ways they could have got them into the hut.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was the episode's shining moment.
Right.
By any means. Because when they got caught by the big claw thing, I was not worried at all. I mean, I was like...
Maybe for Enoch.
Yeah, for Enoch maybe. But for May, I was like, no,
unless
they're safe. That's going to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see the good guy, though, killing Enoch, thinking he was not good.
Yeah. What do we think of the big reveal of where they're taken and who they were taken by? I
thought it was going to be Agent Carter. Through time travel. Because she looks at she sees the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo, realizes what she's on, which of course just happens to be the Zephyr, and then she looks down, and before it reveals that she's holding the wooden bird, I thought it was going to be the SSR logo, and that it was going to be, we're going to get Peggy Carter at least for one episode, even if it's the old version.
They're not that nice to you.
I know, they're not.
They're not that nice to
but
you.
What helped me think that, though, was the slow reveal. Let me take off this hood as slowly as I possibly can to reveal an older woman who I'm looking at like, I have no clue who this is, but they're showing it like we're supposed to know who it is. But then May remembers the bird, which, thankfully, with Fitz's episode, we're reminded of.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean... I think they're going to make it work.
Well, clearly, that's setting up for the next couple episodes. So, we got to be good little guys and see what happens. But once Fitz came to Space Future, it's been a big stepping stone of newer stuff. I think from the first episode up until the moment when Fitz was revealed, it was building towards letting you know the stakes they're in.
Right.
And once Fitz came in, it was like, okay, how are we going to get out?
Well, when I was talking to Strand about it earlier, I was comparing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Marvel's Runaways, in the fact that...
Which I have some thoughts after we're done with the S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
Yeah, which both of them have established pasts.
Yes.
And they're thrown into this new plot scenario, completely unlike anything they've been in before. And I'm describing both shows at the same time here.
Right.
And I like that. I mean, that really especially works with S.H.I.E.L.D. even more than Runaways, because so far, if nobody had ever seen S.H.I.E.L.D. before, they could start watching with this season.
You think so?
I think so, because there's so much unknown, but... because we have this back catalog, we know and love the characters more. So we want them to survive. We want to see them succeed for different reasons, not just because they're the quote-unquote good guys.
Yeah.
We have a stake in the Fitzsimmons relationship.
Yeah.
Where somebody just walking into it would be like, oh, well, they're in love, obviously. They're going to get engaged. That's cool. We have more to lose if they don't actually get married this time.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the time period they're in now or, back in modern times. But I think it's done very well at that. So if they were trying to capture a new audience, I think this is the season they can do it in.
I 100% agree with the unknown thing. Because unlike, say, the past couple seasons, you did have to know things before. Because the characters themselves are so in the dark as maybe a new viewer would be.
Yeah,
they're kind of on the same level. It does so far. Things that happened in the past seasons somewhat just don't matter at the moment. Now,
and the ones that do are kind of explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, we can't say for whatever may happen next.
Right.
If they come back in our time and fight somebody.
Yeah, we're just talking about as of right now.
As of right now.
Yeah.
But that is the strength of that.
But I mean, imagine being a new viewer and going and watching the Framework arc. Would make zero sense.
You'd be like, oh, well, these people are bad. What?
Right.
They're good guys?
Yeah.
That's a twist. No. I do have to spotlight one line that I just absolutely loved. So when Mac, Flint, and Yo-Yo were parting ways with Fitz, and he just reminds me, oh yeah, by the way, present for you, I hit a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. weapons. They're like, oh, good, where? 3rd floor. You mean the one with all the aliens? And he's like, how was I supposed... Right. He just had to regroup. It's like, okay, Okay.
And he goes full Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Too. Because he legitimately sounded annoyed by that question.
That instead of being grateful, they're like, what? He's like, how?
He had traveled 90 years in the future or whatever, I
just love how he had to do the eye thing. Just had to regroup. He's like, okay, wait, okay.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, I left it on the wrong floor. Yeah. No, that was definitely the best line of
that was very fun to watch.
One thing, speaking of Simmons, Fitz and Simmons, though, you may have caught, since, Uber fan versus regular fan, when he's taking the piece out of Simmons' ear, how did he know where to look for it?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's not just that me and Mrs. The Beard missed something, because when he out of all the medical tools in there, he reaches for the perfect one and goes right into her ear for it. For a moment, I was like, okay, I know why you're doing this. You don't want to have a full explanation. Spend 15 minutes explaining to Fitz.
I don't know if he'd seen maybe, because they have established that they put it through the ear.
Right.
When they've shown that.
Yeah, we know that.
I don't know if he's seen that, though.
Yeah, because he wasn't there for that.
But I don't know if he's seen it maybe from another one.
Yeah. So something that happened off camera that we didn't see. No, but all in all, this is shaping up to be a really strong season. Possibly my favorite season.
Or at least a pod.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, like I keep saying, I don't know what's going to happen next. Yeah. I only know vaguely what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes.
Right.
But yeah, bring it on, Shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like our recent batch of episodes if I don't say something negative about the Flash.
Right.
So let's just segue through this. So this is the close to the Shield stuff, and now we're going to open the door to other shows.
Yeah.
Because I do have thoughts about other shows and movies coming out.
And movies past.
Yes. Well, depending on much time.
Yeah.
But next week is the premiere, the winter premiere of all the CW shows.
Right.
So we have...
Except for Legends.
Really?
Yeah, Legends isn't until February.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't know that.
Well, you don't watch it, so...
But I told you I will be interested since Constantine.
Yeah.
At least to hear more from you. So I might have more questions about this time around.
Yeah.
And possibly watch it, but we'll get there when it happens. But we have Supergirl, we have Flash, and for those interested, there's Arrow.
Yeah.
I did say for those interested. And for those definitely interested, like me, Black Lightning.
Right. Yeah.
Supergirl is on Monday. And let me just say that I read the synopsis for this coming episode of Supergirl, and the next coming episode of Supergirl.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I've not read them, and I'm already in just because of the way it ended.
And I read the next 2 synopses of The Flash. I'm not in. I'm not in.
Well, it's funny. Those 2 shows were like the antithesis of each other as far as endings go.
Yeah.
Because with Supergirl, when that episode ended, I wanted the next episode.
Yeah.
When the Flash episode ended, I'm like, I know it's eventually coming back.
I joke, but I wouldn't be surprised if I speak true. I feel like Trial of the Flash in the comics was a big deal.
Yeah.
I was like, is this going to be 1 episode? Because some other things that were very big things in the comics that you based on episodes were 1 episode.
Yeah.
I joke, but if I learned that, oh, he got out. Oh, all right.
So yeah,
let's say that.
Very low expectations for the Flash, or possibly no expectations.
None, as in. Are you asking if I'm going to watch them?
Yeah.
No.
You just gotta read the synopsis.
Oh yeah. Maybe I might. You have a better chance of me watching the first episode. Second
just
one,
to make sure.
The second one is a pure elongated man one, and we know my feelings on the elongated man.
Yeah.
This season.
But it could turn out that the first episode could be better than you think, similar to the episode where they go to the wedding. I mean, the marriage counselor, where the preview made you not excited for it, but then you actually saw it, and it was a good episode.
Well, that's when I still had hopes for the Flash. But with Supergirl, so we have the Legion of Superhero coming. In the next episode. Very excited. And the plot of the next episode, you'll like it too.
Okay.
Has something for everybody. Hence why it could be the polar opposite reactions. Yeah. So they're still trying to battle Rain.
Makes sense, yeah.
It sounds like Supergirl will be a little better by the next episode.
Because she's still Supergirl.
Yes. She is going to team up with Saturn Girl, so I hope there's no awkwardness there.
There has to be.
But...
Because, again, it is a CW.
Yes. But beyond that, they're bringing back 2 guest stars, which I couldn't be more excited about.
Okay.
So one of them is Livewire.
Nice.
And Yael Groglass as Psy.
Nice.
Yes. And apparently Supergirl and company are going to convince them to team up with her and Saturn Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just saw that they're going to be there. It's like, fantastic. Mm-hmm. Hence why when I read the two synopses of Supergirl versus Flash, like, oh yeah, I'm watching these.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean towards no.
Well, and even just as shows.
Yeah.
Like, if we weren't invested in them as superheroes and as comics, Supergirl had a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Flash did not. And not in Supergirl, we know she's going to survive.
Yeah.
But it left us with that unanswered question of like,
what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? How long is she going to, be immobile?
Mm-hmm.
With Flash, it's like, okay, he's going to court, and I'm the same with you. I had the same sort of mini prediction of it's going to be one day in court, and he's not going to have to pay for anything that, well, in this case, he didn't do, but
yeah, which
would make it actually better if he ended up having to pay for a crime he didn't commit, like his dad did.
Yeah. And
then, that would make up for all the stuff he's gotten away with.
Yeah, but 100% you'll see.
Yeah.
We'll do a coin flip on me.
Yeah.
But as far as Black Lightning, I don't have expectations. Not in a bad way, but just I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
I
have no history with him as a character, so completely blank slate.
I did read a couple and watch a couple of video and read some reviews on the first episode, mm-hmm. and from what I'm reading so far, the collective feel of it, thumbs up. So nice. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Quickly before we wrap up.
Oh, we still have about 15 minutes.
We do?
Yeah, we got a late start.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So not as quickly, but still quickly enough.
Yeah.
I did finish The Runaways. Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Before we talk about that, though,
I don't want to do a whole review as we usually do with the other shows. I just want to do what we think.
But before we do that, since that one is a dual review there, mm-hmm. I do want to give a shout out to Star Trek since it's back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
the other in space show.
They have their first episode for part 2 here was a Mirror World episode. In every version of Star Trek, they end up going to a mirror world where they meet their counterparts that are always evil. Spock has a beard, and they fight them, and then by the end of the episode, they come back to this world. Everything's hunky-dory.
But it sounds like you enjoy these.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Any big Star Trek fan enjoys the Mirror World episodes.
Okay.
What Discovery has done
okay.
was taken that and cranked it up to 11. Because, 11 is louder than 10. So they end up in a mirror world in a very convoluted way because that's how they always do it in Star Trek.
Okay.
They find out their counterparts, the Federation, is evil and racist in the mirror world.
Okay.
So they kind of have to change the look of the ship and all that so they can fit in because they've got to get information from another starship. So Michael, whose counterpart is a captain in the mirror world, has to go over to that ship and get information and then bring it back to Discovery.
Uh-huh.
So she gets over there and she's respected and feared and she didn't necessarily want fear, but she always wanted to be a captain. She has power. And the last scene before credits is her sitting in the captain's chair on the other ship. It's our Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of ending on a happy note like every other Mirror episode in Star Trek history does, this is at least going to be a 2-parter.
I take it other Mirror episodes and other incarnations are kind of one and done.
It is, and it's always good versus evil. It's like, right. You go over there, you meet evil TeeVo who has a goatee, you fight him, maybe you kill him, maybe you don't, but you save Mirror World and you come back. And that's just...
It's not what Discovery did.
That is not what Discovery did. They said, yeah, we're going to take this character. Michael is definitely a good person mm-hmm. in the fact that she is not evil, but she's always been kind of torn also, because she wants power. She wants to be a captain of a ship. Mm-hmm. She's getting that. Mm-hmm. What is she willing to do?
Are you at least semi-worried that she will stay?
I am. And then also something they did with this episode, because I don't mind giving spoilers, is the Captain Malfoy is what I'll call him for the the non-Trek fans. Mm-hmm. So he finds out that his counterpart in Mirror World is part of the resistance fighters against the Federation. Okay. Everybody in the Mirror World is an opposite of what you are. Mm-hmm. So his counterpart is a good guy, which has not happened in Star Trek World. Normally, especially the Captain, is always evil in Mirror World. But this one, he's like the best good guy.
So what do you think is going to play out?
Oh, that makes me think that the character that they gave us when they first introduced this Captain mm-hmm. is going to start showing his true colors. And it's going to come to find out that my initial feelings of not liking him were okay. Okay. Yeah. That you know, even though he's shown some emotions and he's shown some vulnerabilities, he might not be as good of a person as he thinks he is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like that Discovery is taking all the things you think you know and saying you don't know anything.
Oh, what was there used to be some, when you say it like that, there used to be some MTV show where celebrities would, do like these one-on-one interviews.
Oh, yeah.
But it always prefaces, you think you know, but you really don't.
Right.
Oh my God.
I know it.
But yeah, that was the thing. That was always preface, they look at the camera, you think you know, but you don't.
Yeah, you think you know Britney Spears, but you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you think you know how a mirror universe works? We're going to show you.
Just the way you said that, just flashback. And strangely enough, the Drew Barrymore episodes, I don't know why.
Yeah, you think you don't know Drew Barrymore.
I do not know Drew Barrymore.
Yeah. No, I was a teenager in the 90s, so it is very possible that's like permanently in there, and it just,
the way you said
it finds its way out.
You think you know.
Yeah. So yes, so
so you've only seen one episode of Discovery so far, the new half,
because there's only been one episode.
Okay, I didn't know.
Of this recording.
I didn't know like S.H.I.E.L.D. has, a few.
Oh no, they're doing this weekly.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to see part 2 of this tomorrow. Or within the next few days?
Yeah, before our next recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know where the timeline of the airings have been.
Is it still worth? Is it worth paying CBS All Access yet? No, but it is getting very close. It's getting closer with each episode. They need to just drop it all, because you can now subscribe to CBS All Access through Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They need to just release the shows onto Amazon, because I will buy them.
Well, I mean, if the show is good, they'll get their audience.
Yeah.
Like for me, in the last episode, I have truly professed my new Doctor Who status.
Right.
I don't have a BBC subscription.
Yeah.
I don't even have an Amazon Prime subscription.
But you bought the last episode.
I've bought many episodes.
Yeah.
I bought many episodes. So if the show is good and it has its fans, they'll be seen.
But I specifically bring up the last episode because what you've mentioned, at least on air mostly, is the Master.
Yeah.
And the last episode has 0 of Misty on it. But you pre-bought it before it even aired. To show that level of fandom.
Oh, I have a very extensive collection within watching a show for, let's say, 3 months?
Yeah.
Or only 3.5 months. I now have an extensive collection of the Third Doctor.
Okay.
Even non-Master ones.
Yeah.
Working on the 4th. I have a few episodes of the 5th.
Yeah.
I have all that Voodoo will offer the 7th Doctor.
Okay.
I have the entire Revive series from Chris Eccleston until Matt Smith, and then Peter on.
Yeah.
So really, I don't have Matt Smith.
Is it because of his lack of eyebrows?
I think it's many things. I the more I started watching the show, Non-Master, who is still my favorite character.
Yeah.
I learned that this character, the Doctor, is a lot more interesting than I thought.
Yeah.
I blame Matt Smith because he made it. Because while I was aware of the David Tennant years, I guess I just didn't have a feel of the show. I was just aware, hey, Doctor Who, the David Tennant guy, okay.
Right.
But it wasn't until Matt Smith was a doctor that I started getting a feel of the character. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the Peter Pan type thing.
Mm-hmm. I can see that, yeah.
And I just thought, oh, that's what that guy is. I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Yeah.
And then I watched Peter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's not. And then I watched all the other ones.
He is not Matt Smith.
And then I watched all the other ones, like, you are not Matt Smith.
Right.
So I just blame Matt Smith.
Well,
I have a couple Christmas specials of Matt Smith. So
of course.
I don't completely ignore him, but let's just say...
Well, like any British show, you have to have the Christmas specials.
But let's just say, if I'm not in a rush to purchase the Matt Smith years.
Right.
If they're on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should make them $11. The 11th Doctor.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
For the entire Matt Smith run, $11.
Wouldn't that be great? But yeah, in the last episode I did mention that I do have a top 5 doctors now.
Yeah.
And Peter's on the top.
Nice.
I'm not counting the new one yet because we don't know her.
Right, yeah.
I just didn't want it to come off as a sexist thing because it's not. It's like we don't know her.
Yeah, I mean, there have been male doctors who have not done great.
Yeah.
Chris Eccleston is my number 1 least favorite doctor.
Yeah.
So, and he's a guy.
Yeah.
So, but Runaways before we have to close up. So 10 episodes.
Just what do we think? We'll do a full on thingy of it, but
as a show, I really enjoyed it. As a person who really enjoyed the original run of comics, there's so much I didn't like. Just as far as like character development, the way the parents were treated and all that. In the comic, the parents are evil.
Yes.
Just they're evil.
Yeah.
In the show, you get to know more about them, and you get to find out not all of them are really evil.
Yeah.
And that they have problems going on within their relationships.
And
for a show, that was great.
Yeah. And there's a reason why they have to do these things. Not because in the comics they just wanted to.
Right.
But there are finite reasons of why they have to do things. I
didn't like Jonah, though. I mean, I like the actor, but I just didn't care for the character.
I thought he was better at that than Doctor Doom.
Well, I mean, yeah. As far as like the way he acted as Jonah, yes. But I mean, the character even existing, I could have done without.
I will say I didn't expect the show to end the season that way.
Right.
Because
at least they finally ran away.
They ran away for sure. Yeah. So there are the Runaways, but I just remember watching it going, that's it.
It wasn't really a end of the season cliffhanger type thing. Yeah. It was more like we'll have one more episode after this, but no.
But it was a contained season.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, I see why they did it. Doesn't make me happy, but makes sense.
I enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I'm not as versed in the comics, but I was aware of plots and characters and stuff. But
the comics are why I still don't trust Alex, even after all this.
Oh, well, but that's one thing in the comics. Like, you better keep that. You better keep that.
Yeah, even if it's not the same way.
However it happens.
Yeah.
And however long it takes, I don't care. But that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. Just putting it out there, guys. And I think they'll,
And they all need to get their secret identity names because we have Olace, we have the kind of mention of cyanide, but we don't have Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah. But going with the parents thing, I do think it was interesting. But I liked it. I really liked the way they dealt with the parents.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, it just it goes to the argument on because it works in a comic doesn't mean. Oh yeah, no,
I fully agree.
Because how boring would it be? Would it be, we're the bad parent,
right? Yeah, there's no reason we're doing all this evil stuff except that we're following these giant gods and we're evil.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I like that there's more dimensions to them this time around.
Yeah, yeah. You get to get a more well-rounded view of what's going on.
Speaking of the Runaways, the show and casting. So
yeah, the casting was great.
There are not many times where I feel quote unquote old.
Yeah.
But I did for one thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the character Darius?
Yeah.
I looked at his IMDb.
Okay.
And I looked at his past work and it was like, oh my God, that's you.
Who was it?
Did you ever see a film called Terminator 2?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do you remember Miles Dyson, the character?
Vaguely.
You know, the one that that they were that Sarah Connor was trying to kill in his home.
Yeah.
And thus he then sacrificed to blow up the lab and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember he had a son?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
He had a little kid. Remember when Sarah shot, Miles in the back?
Yeah.
Daddy! And he was like, Daddy! And they're like, Daddy, go away! Daddy, go! Daddy, go!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
And I was just like,
wow.
Oh, wow. Again, I don't feel, there's not many times I feel quote unquote old.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Yeah, because at first I thought you were going to bring up like one of the kid actors because they're all like a decade younger than you even, some of them. It's,
Nope. No. Oh, no. Those. Well, I guess. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but Darius.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the kid. He was Miles Dyson's son in Terminator 2.
Wow.
And I remember seeing that kid as a kid, and just and then seeing him, it's like, wow, you grew up.
It's been a couple years.
You grew up.
Yeah.
So that was that.
I still think the 90s are 10 years ago, so.
That's really close to definitely not happening.
I know.
Because in the non-2010s, yeah, sure.
Right.
Whatever. Now it's starting to get, you need to.
When stuff that I like when stuff I grew up with is starting to have its 30th and 35th anniversaries, it's like, okay, no, this is.
Does that make you feel quote unquote?
Oh, it's depending on what it is, it makes me feel old. Like when
no quote.
When we took Little Beard to see The Princess Bride last year, and I realized then that it was 30 years ago that I sat in the theater and watched it. I was like, oh, and I wasn't 4 either.
You were like, ugh.
Yeah, it was like this is what old feels like now.
Not quote unquote.
Not quote unquote old. No, when I see like some of these like teenage and 20-something-year-old actors, I feel quote unquote old.
Yeah.
But
those moments are like, no, I was old. One last thing before we let it go. Staying with Marvel. So Black Panther is coming out soon.
Yep.
And there are going to be many other mentions of this, but this one time I wanted to mention it since it's news. This is the first real Marvel movie with a real soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just one that people have to put together themselves.
Kendrick Lamar is producing the soundtrack, and I'm a big fan of him. Well, okay, you know what? Sorry, scratch that. I'm a fan of him.
Okay.
Because I've met big fans of him. And not that I don't want to be a big fan, but I'm not near their level. Right. So I don't feel right saying I'm a big fan.
Right.
I'm a fan of him. But I just enjoy that it's going to be an actual album.
Yeah. Okay. Because that was the biggest thing that disappointed me about Thor, is I went to go look up the soundtrack and I'm like, this is all the score.
Yeah.
Which I love Mark Mothersbaugh, but I wanted this music from it. Yeah.
So this time it's going to be like an actual album.
Okay.
Kind of the ones is where if you didn't know there was a Black Panther movie, you could still listen to the album. So So I'm told it's going to be a certain genre, so it's not going to be for everybody.
Right.
But I'm excited for it. But I'm just overall excited about Black Panther. Yeah. And I'm also excited there's something I've been wanting to tell the audience, but I can't just yet.
You're Black Panther, aren't you?
Huh?
You are Black Panther.
I am Black Panther. Yep. Yeah. There's a reason you don't see our faces very often.
That's it. That's it. Secret identity.
Exactly.
Yep.
But until next week.
Yep.